Almost 13 years after the tragic incidents of 9/11, Pakistan has lost almost 40,000 of its citizens and some 5,000 security officials to terrorism. The Pakistani Taliban, or the TTP, is responsible for most of the violence. Pakistan's Prime Minister campaigned on the promise to talk to the TTP. Hassan Iftikhar is a journalist with GOTV in Pakistan and joins us now in the studio. Welcome, Hassan.
Thank you.
What is this controversy about?
Well, the TTP, that's what we call the Pakistani Taliban. They want the government to release their prisoners. They also want the government to announce a general amnesty for all the TTP members. Along with this, they also want the government to take out all military personnel from FATA, that's federally administered tribal area. That's like the area that lies next to the Pakistan-Afghanistan border. And along with this, they want to have the chance to enforce Islamic laws in that area. Well, right now the government seems to be allowing these concessions, but there's a lot of hue and cry about this on social media. One user on Twitter wrote, "Shameful, talking to the butchers of Swat and killers of soldiers." Swat refers here to the Swat Valley, where the TTP tried to impose their laws but were thrown out by the Pakistani army in 2009. Another user referring to the recent TTP attacks had this to say, "Blast in Khyber Agency and polio workers killed in Peshawar. Moment of silence for those who beat drums of TTP's so-called ceasefire." So basically they're talking about the ceasefire that the TTP says that it has with the government for a month's time. There's also another tweet that says, "Talks with killers of 60,000 Pakistanis is a joke and daydream." The tweet ended with, "They needed to be crushed. Sooner is better."
So those are the people who are against the talks. Are there those who favor negotiations?
Yes, there are many who favor negotiations, and you could see them on Twitter. One of those users said, "Negotiation is the last option left for Pakistan. Taliban is reality, and you should accept it." One user said that dialogue can succeed. Operation have had no benefit in the last 15 years. There was also one user who went to the extent of saying that people wanting military action against Taliban want only bloodshed in the country.
So definitely very strong feelings on both sides of the issue.
Yes, the Pakistani Air Force has been using warplanes to target their bases in North Waziristan. And now these people are very afraid of the Air Force, because once the Pakistan army sends ground troops in and they go in that fighting, there's also a lot of collateral damage where civilians are killed and their houses are destroyed. So that gives the TTP a sort of a propaganda thing. But once
this is sort of the moral high ground.
Yes, the moral high ground. So they can say that once these people come in, they also kill so many civilians. So once the Pakistani army uses jets, then it becomes very difficult for TTP to actually say that, because those are like very precision bombing instruments.
And so fewer civilians are hurt on the ground, and it gives them less propaganda?
Less propaganda, yes. So that is why they're offering this olive branch to the Prime Minister, because they are afraid of these attacks.
All right, Hassan, thank you for sharing your perspective with us.
Thank you for having me here.
Hassan Iftikhar is a Pakistani journalist working with LinkAsia through a program sponsored by the International Center for Journalists. He will be contributing to LinkAsia when he returns home.
Now on U.S. airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.